morning, guys. Welcome back. It's Simply Amanda. Wow, what a week. We have been dealing with some severe temperatures. I know most of the country was going through it last week. Well, it has not stopped here. Down the south, you got to get used to it. But when we're hitting 100 every day with heat indexes up to 105 to 115, that's a whole different ball game. Not only that, we went from, I'm not exactly, it's a severe drought to an extreme, basically the worst kind of drought you can have. That's what we're in right now. And having that with a garden is kind of crazy because you've got to throw water to it. You've got to decide, what do you want to really grow in your garden? What do you want to keep alive so you can eat? And speaking of heat, I've got to get out of the sun. And what am I willing to let go? Well, there's some things in this garden I'm willing to let go, and there's some things I'm not going to let go. One of the things I'm not going to let go, because we put so much time and effort into it, and let me flip it around and show you, would be my potatoes here. They're still green, they're still growing. By the end of the day, they're going to be so wilted because of the heat, the direct heat. When it starts to hit them, it's going to be pitiful. But our potatoes, they're pretty much fixing to die. I mean, you know, the vines are dying out anyway. It's mainly the russets that are left. I'm going to hold on to them. I want my potatoes. The onions, now, first of all, you can see my garden looks pretty green. It looks pretty green, but the only reason it's pretty green is because, like I said, if you look, well, I just flipped away. If you look up here, we've been throwing the water to it. And without the water, you know, it's not going to do good. And also there are also my flowers over here. These are my new zinnias. They don't take that much water, but I want zinnias up until the frost, which for us is usually in November. So these pretty much will last in November as long as the storm don't get them or whatever. I want them as well as my zinnias that you can see. And you can see here, my squash is pretty much kaput. We're still getting a few, but not much. But this is fixing to be turned in. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with it yet. I'm not really sure, but we're going to do something with it. It is time for fall crops. Would be broccoli, cabbage. You could actually do potatoes here. We haven't done, I think my daughter's doing potatoes this year. But these I am not going to. These are my zinnias. I'm keeping them alive because these keep my butterflies, my bees. It keeps all the pollinators happy, and I'm extremely, yeah, and not to mention they just bring me absolute joy. I finally learned to tie them up because these things, all right, y'all, I'm 5 foot. And this comes about halfway up to me, so I don't think they'll get any taller, but definitely if there's a rain or wind, they'll knock down. But tying them up like this with the post really helps. I did 2 posts. Hubby went in and put extra support in here. Hopefully we haven't had a really bad storm yet. My daughter said hers got wiped out because they've been getting more rain. They've been getting more rain than we have. It's really bad. One area will get a deluge, and then another area will get absolutely nothing. Showing you down here, the onions. I'm almost terrified to stick my hands in this because last night I was walking out to check on the chickens on the far end over here, and I came up on a copperhead. It was about a 2-foot copperhead. I have not seen copperheads in my area in years, and that's normally, I'm guessing, because we've had so many chicken snakes, black snakes, that keep the poison population down. Well, last year, anyway, I haven't seen any snakes like that with my chicken coop over here. We usually have to fight one for the eggs. I've not seen any over here this year, and hubby said he saw one there about a year or so ago. He killed it. I know he shouldn't have, but at the time we had a hen, broody hen, that was hiding out underneath the shed hatching eggs, and it kept going in there getting the eggs, and we wanted the chicks. Biggest mistake we ever made. Biggest mistake we ever made, because that's where the copperhead is now. And if there's one, there's more than one. So I'm like, I'm definitely going to have to keep a better eye out because they are going for any type of water. I do keep water out everywhere. Let me show you. I have hummingbird feeders everywhere. And I mark it, like right here, I mark it so I know that, and I've seen them out here. I mark them. What else? I need to get in there and weed these peppers right here. But I'm constantly looking on the ground now because I'm like paranoid. I know they're going to hang out near water because they have to have water to drink. We keep water outside for these chickens once we let them out. We don't let them out till about noon. Something has been emptying that bowl throughout the day, and I don't know what I'm talking about emptying that bowl out. We just put that one out because we couldn't keep that one filled. What's actually doing it? Personally, I think it's the squirrels doing it, because we can have I've counted upward to 15 squirrels out here. I know that's crazy, but yeah, there's just that many. I'm sorry, y'all. I look like a hot mess. That's what it looks like during the summer. Up until I get a shower, I'm a hot mess, but that's what happens when you work in the garden. But anyway, I'm also still throwing water to my cucumbers. They're blooming like crazy still, but we're not getting many. So far, we've gotten three cucumbers off of this. My daughter just started supplying us with hers because they're getting sick of cucumbers, and we're wanting them. I mean, it's not like they're not getting pollinated, because if you look, we've got bees everywhere. It's just they're producing male flowers, and we need some girls in here to get some cucumbers. There is a tiny one in here somewhere. I'm not sure where it's at. It's in here somewhere. I did see at least one in there. There might be even some more hiding. I don't know. But this extreme drought is starting to take a toll. A county that's next to us is a very big county, and it has been personally, it's been developed. It's been highly developed, and they didn't put the infrastructure in that they should have. Now, my daughter's going to argue with me on that point, but because, well, anyway, they should put it this way. They're on severe water restrictions because of the drought and the influx of people out here. Most of them are retirees because they're building retiree condos, apartments, HOA homes, that type of thing. And it's really putting a strain on the water supply. And they are under restrictions. The restrictions that they're under are severe, and it's even starting to affect people's livelihoods. Now, not just the farmers. The farmers, y'all, the corn out here is pathetic. It's weird. On my side of the highway, the corn is stunted. It's shot. It's shot. Very seldom. Out of 100%, maybe 25% of it's any good. You go across the river where my daughter is, not across the river, across the highway where my daughter is, their corn looks a whole lot better. Not perfect, but out of 100%, theirs is probably, I want to say, at least 85% good right now. At least it's finished out. The farmers are having already to, not just here, but all throughout southeast North Carolina. In Carolina, they're having to go ahead and dip into their hay reserves. You know, they grow hay all summer to put away for the winter. Well, they're already having to get into those reserves. If you look it up online, it's rough. It's really rough here right now. So we need prayers for the farmers and also for people who have livelihoods. I sit there, and one of the restrictions is water, pressure washing houses. Of course, they don't want that water wasted right now in that next county over. Well, someone's probably just lost their job. If not, quite a few people have lost their job because of that, because that's what they do. They pressure wash houses. They can't use the water. You get what I'm saying? So this drought's affecting farmers, not just farmers, but livelihood of other people, lawn maintenance people, people who go out and keep people's houses and keep appearances up. You know, my grass is dead. I really don't care. So long as my garden's getting fed with water, I don't care what it looks like. I've still got my flowers. I do the best I can, but I'm not going to throw 4 hours of water on my garden, and considering I'm on a well and I really don't know what my well situation is looking like, because without rain, you know, the groundwater is not, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just not going to go that way with it. But right now it kind of looks green now, because we did get a little bit of rain, but the vast majority of it is like that. Dead, really dead. The only place you see anything green in here is where we've been throwing the water to it. Now, as you can see here, y'all, my grass is dead. It's mainly the weeds that are growing. Everything is dying. Oh, got me another butterfly. This right here, to me, is a sad estate. This is lantana. Lantana absolutely loves hot, humid, nasty weather. And it blooms like crazy. Y'all, if you look, there are no blooms on here. The only time I've ever seen my lantana look like this is if it gets too much water. Well, after research, I found out that lantana in extreme droughts will convert itself into making leaves and not flowers. And without the flowers, there's not much pollination for the bees, the butterflies, and all that other stuff, which is another reason I'm keeping flowers going in my garden. But look at it. There's none. I mean, if you look, there are blooms right here that usually are beautiful pink and yellow flowers. There's none. I don't think there's one on this whole bush. They come out and then they just die. Could I throw water to this? Of course I could. Am I going to? No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm picking and choosing what's going to get watered and what's not. And right now, mainly the things getting watered are my flowers, my own flowers that I've got here. That's absolutely pathetic. It's going down. But I'm picking and choosing what I water. And as always, living in the South, you always try to choose things that love the heat, which I have things that do love the heat. These flowers, they all love the heat. But this is an extreme heat. This is actually, they put out a news report yesterday from my area saying this was the worst drought since 2007. And actually, this one is historically worse than that one. I remember the one in 2007. The farmers were having to buy hay and all this. This was right before we got our cow, Annabelle. I'm glad it didn't happen when we had Annabelle. We would have been, yeah, that would have been a serious issue. You won't believe how much water a cow goes through a day, upwards of 100 gallons or more a day. In this heat, even more. But it's basically turned into a historical drought, and it's just not good. Yeah, it's not good. So anyway, I am trying to keep water out for the wild animals, like I showed you up there. I bought water down there that I keep, and I'm constantly seeing birds. I don't know if you can tell, it's over there. I keep the birds I see in it, the squirrels I see in it. You know, I'm trying to take care of my animals and stuff like that. So this is the way my summer, this is the way the summer's going right now. The garden is, you know, beginning, I just don't know. It's just a weird, it's a bad summer. But right now it actually feels good out here because there's a breeze. But we're supposed to, again, like I said, I don't know if I said it before, we're fixing to get 101 regular temperature, y'all. This is day 4 of it. We did it last week too, y'all. We did it last week too. It's not like other places where you get it for a few days and then it breaks and it goes back down to the 80s. No, this is staying here because normals are 90s. We're used to this weather in the 90s, but not 100 with heat indexes upward 105 and above. That's not normal. So, but like I said, it feels good out here right now. It's about 9 o'clock, and you know what? I need to get back in that garden because that sun's coming over, and I got a lot more weed pulling to do. So anyway, how's the weather where you guys are? We are, you know, the worst drought there is, and I'll put it right here. I'll list it right here, exactly the name of that drought that we're going through. So anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and put a prayer in for the farmers and those people who have livelihoods dealing with, you know, water. It's affecting a lot of people. You know, the Lord's good. He knows what he's doing. So we'll just continue to trust that. And anyway, hope you guys have an awesome one. Till next video. God bless.